Hello, I'm Jay Ward from Pixar Animation Studios. I'm a creative director for the Cars franchise, and today I'm going to share with you my top 10 favorite moments from all three Disney Pixar's Cars films. All right, let's get rolling. Yes! So one of my favorite moments from the first Cars film is when Lightning McQueen and Mater go tractor tipping. Now this is when Mater takes Lightning to a field to tip over some tractors. And they get caught by Frank the Combine.
That's Frank.
Why I love this moment is that you get to see Mater being goofy and fun, and you get to see Lightning McQueen out of his element for the first time. When they get chased by Frank, you also get to see how Mater kind of glides over the bumps with his soggy suspension, and McQueen's bouncing up and down as they run away. It's also one of the first scenes that we finished for the movie Cars. Another one of my favorite moments from Cars is called the Drive with Sally.
Oh, yes!
This is when Sally gets Lightning McQueen to just go out on the road with her and enjoy the drive. I love this scene so much, not only for the soundtrack, the beautiful music playing, but also you get to see the cars just being themselves and having a good time and driving. And you get to see McQueen and Sally's relationship for the first time as they kind of get to know each other a little bit better.
Hey, is it getting dark out?
Another one of my favorite moments is when the neon lights come back on in Radiator Springs after a long time. You get to see all the town folk come out and really enjoy their moment at night under the beautiful neon lights of all the businesses. And for the first time in a long time, everybody in Radiator Springs has pride in their town. I also love it because you get to see the neon lights reflecting off the paint jobs of all the cars. Just a neat scene to watch. One of my favorite moments at the end of Cars is when Doc Hudson comes to the Piston Cup race, the final race of the season, to help be a crew chief and a mentor to Lightning McQueen.
I don't think
I didn't come all this way to see you quit.
Doc?
We see the fabulous Hudson Hornet in his original number 51 racing paint job, where he is kind of returning back to the world he left behind, and at the same time, he's rooting on McQueen and giving him the advice he needs to fulfill his destiny as a racer. It's really cool because all the Piston Cup fans also get to see a legend coming back to the track. One of my favorite moments from the beginning of Disney Pixar's Cars 2 is when we see Finn McMissile on the oil rig escaping from the bad guys. What I love about this moment is you get to see many of the gadgets that Finn has, from his grappling hook to his scuba gear, and just the way he fights off the bad guys in this dynamic spy-like fashion before he jumps off the rig and escapes. In Cars 2, I love the moment when Finn McMissile meets Mater for the first time at the Tokyo airport.
Finn McMissile, British intelligence.
Toe Mater, average intelligence.
Mater is there trying to act like a cool guy and a spy and acting silly. At the same time, Finn realizes they're being chased and they have to go into action mode very quickly.
Don't worry, I've taken care of that.
Whoa!
Hang on!
What's fun is when you watch the scene, you'll notice that because we're in Tokyo, you see a lot of Japanese vehicles on the runway and inside the airport that you wouldn't normally see anywhere else, and we want to make sure to put those details in the movie. A very funny moment in Disney Pixar's Cars 2 is when Mater is trying on his digital disguises.
Disguise program initiated.
Cool.
So Holly Shiftwell has set Mater up with a high-tech digital device when Mater just has to say the words and he can look like different vehicles. So Mater starts goofing around and he says,
Make me a monster truck.
Request acknowledged.
What the? I found to siphon your
but
gas.
Finn and Holly just aren't sure why Mater's not taking his job very seriously. But Mater is Mater, so he's just having fun.
Lightning, you ready?
Oh, yeah. Lightning's ready.
I love the opening scene in Cars 3 when we start off at a Piston Cup race, only now McQueen is in his prime. He's a multi-Piston Cup champ, he's on top of the world, and he is in his element, racing against the other cars on the track. We purposely set this film up to feel a little bit like the first Cars at the beginning so that you could call back to where McQueen came from, but now see, he's a multi-Piston Cup winner. We did this so that when Storm appears, it really knocks McQueen out of his known world, his known element for the first time, and Storm's coming.
Who is that? That's, Jackson Storm.
Yeah, he's one of the rookies.
Another great moment in Cars 3 is when Lightning McQueen and Cruz come to Thomasville for the first time. This is the home track of the fabulous Hudson Hornet, who they call HUD, and they meet Smokey.
Starting to think I might never meet you.
We also meet the legends, the cars that ran with HUD back in the day, when he was an early racer getting his start long before Radiator Springs. Towards the end of Cars 3, we see the midnight run when Lightning McQueen, Cruz, Smokey, and the Legends all go out under the cover of darkness to try to help McQueen get his mojo back after a long time. The cars are running only under moonlight, no headlights, and they have to go through the woods and really try to race as fast as they can and yet help McQueen feel like he's got confidence again so he can go back to the Piston Cup world. Well, thanks for taking a cruise with me down memory lane. See you later.
Hey, what's up? I'm Darrell Wallace Jr., also known as Bubba, and Bubba Wheelhouse from the movie Cars 3. I think it's pretty cool to be a part of the world of cars and to see how there's so many hidden references to our sport of NASCAR. So today we're gonna throw some fun facts at you, so let's get started. Have you ever noticed those small black pieces of debris kind of flying by as the cars roll by? Those are actually called marbles.
Now watch the tire marbles along turn 3. Keep your tires clean.
And marbles are little bits and tiny pieces of rubber that are left behind each and every time our cars pass through from our soft racing tires. The Lightyear blimp that flies over the Piston Cup in Cars is based on the Goodyear blimp that actually flies around the country at a lot of sporting events in real life. And Lightyear is based off of Buzz from Toy Story, and it's also the name brand of tires that Lightning McQueen uses in the races.
The green light's on, pit road is open, and everybody's coming in.
Remember the announcer with the flames on the hood? Well, that's Daryl Cartrip, who is really voiced by Daryl Waltrip, who used to drive back in the day and is a former NASCAR announcer who is also a 3-time NASCAR Cup Series champion.
I knew you needed a crew chief, but I didn't know it was this bad.
Doc Hudson is another iconic character in the world of racing.
That's the Hudson Hornet! Bob, Darryl, the Hudson Hornet's back!
The Pixar animators were inspired by the actual car that was dominating NASCAR back in the day. The Hudson Hornet had championships in 3 consecutive years, 1951, 52, and 53. And if you look closely, Doc Hudson has 3 Piston Cups from those exact years. When Cruz and Lightning were visiting Thomasville, they meet a bunch of racing legends. But did you know they were actually real racers?
Would you look at that? What? 3 of the biggest racing legends ever.
Starting with Louise Smith, aka Louise Nash, who was the first lady of racing in the Motorsports Hall of Fame.
Louise Barnstormer Nash? She had 38 wins.
Well, as I live and breathe, if it ain't Lightning McQueen.
Then there's Junior Johnson, aka Junior Moon, who was a former team owner, a champion.
Right, River?
Finally, we have Wendell Scott, aka River Scott, was the first black racer to score Cup Series points and to be inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Speaking of racing legends, remember Smokey, the crusty crew chief from Cars 3? He was named after Smokey Yunick, a legendary mechanic who helped pioneer stock car racing back in the 1940s and 50s.
Thanks, Smokey.
Here's a crazy fact. Every air gun, engine rev, and high-speed whoosh you hear in a Cars movie comes from recording the real thing in the racing world.
Let's go racing!
So next time you see Lightning chasing the checkered flag, be sure to listen out for those crazy sounds.
I am speed.
The artist at Pixar gave Lightning stickers for headlights, just like in NASCAR.
Stickers!
Our race cars don't have headlights, you ask? Yes, you're correct. Because 1, the tracks are always super well lit, especially at night, there's no need for them. And taking them out makes us go faster because of the weight. Gotta go fast. Ka-chow.
Ka-chow!
Well, that's all I have for today. Hopefully you learned some fun facts about the world of cars, and I hope to see you real soon at the racetrack. See you later.
Hey everyone, I'm Max from the Cars Garage, and this is my little brother Alex.
Hi!
Alex got his hands on a brand new Dynaco car wash playset, which is pretty cool.
It sure is.
Basically, this whole thing is decked out in the theme of Dynaco, even Lightning McQueen.
Yeah, he looks really cool.
Well, so do you, Alex. Are you wearing a car wash jumpsuit?
I wanted to look the pop.
Well, it suits you. Anyways, all this got me thinking. Alex, why don't you show off all the ins and outs of this car wash while I go over some interesting Dynaco facts?
Okay.
Let's get scrubbing. Fact number 1, Dynaco is the biggest oil company in the world of cars. But did you know it made its first appearance in a totally different movie? That's right, you can see the Dynaco gas station in the first Toy Story, which came out way back in 1995. This dyno's been around for a long time. Hey Alex, what you doing?
I'm filling Lightning with gas for his next big race.
Of course, what would a Dynaco car wash be without some pure Dynaco gas? Hey Alex, you know who this guy is?
Yeah, he's a pity. He wants the car wash.
And did you know these pitties also help the cars fuel up and change tires during the race?
Wow, these pitties can do anything.
They sure can. Dynaco is the biggest racing sponsor in Piston Cup history. Everyone wants to be sponsored by Dynaco, even Lightning McQueen at one point. Dynaco is such an important part of racing in cars, they named a whole race after them, the Dynaco 400. They even have their own helicopter.
And Mado got to ride in that helicopter.
So Alex, tell me, how does this car wash work?
Well, first you put some more water in this dinosaur up here. Then you squeeze it and the water comes out here.
Cool. So Alex, tell me, you like dinosaurs, right?
Duh.
Well then let's have ourselves a prehistoric pop quiz. What kind of dinosaur is on the Dynaco logo?
A T-Rex.
That's right. Fact 3, the T-Rex isn't the only dinosaur in Dynaco. While the iconic Tyrannosaurus may be the dinosaur from Mr. the King, Cruz Ramirez has a Brontosaurus in her Dynaco look. And if you look closely at the gas station from Toy Story, they have a Brontosaurus in their logo as well.
Time to give Lightning a nice warm wash.
Great. Now let's fill the dinosaur with some water.
Close it door. And look, the warm water changed Lightning blue.
And not just any blue, Dynaco blue. Fact 4, have you ever wondered where Dynaco blue comes from? Its inspiration actually comes from the world of NASCAR. Racing legend Richard Petty came up with Petty Blue one day when he ran out of dark blue for his car before a race and decided to mix in some white paint to finish the job. The look was instantly iconic, and all the cars from Dynaco are inspired by the cars Petty raced in. Petty even provided the voice for the King himself.
All right, Lightning is all clean now.
And he looks great, especially with his new paint job.
Let's send him to the giant tunnel.
And while he's getting dry, how about some more Dynaco facts? Dynaco is founded by Tex Dynaco, a Cadillac with a keen eye for great drivers. But did you know Tex himself was voiced by another NASCAR icon, Humpy Wheeler? Humpy was a legendary NASCAR promoter and was the president and general manager of Charlotte Motor Speedway, one of the most famous NASCAR tracks of all time. Well, he's all dry now, but I have a question. How does lightning turn back to black?
It's easy. You see this little jar here?
It's ice cold water to turn lightning back to black.
So all you have to do is give Lightning an ice cold bath. Ta-da!
Wow, that's so cool. Literally up top. Now that Lightning is done with his car wash, I think we have time for one more fact. Remember when I said Dynaco made its first appearance in Toy Story? Well, that's not the only Pixar movie to show Dynaco some love. You can also see Dynaco logos on Toy Story 4 and even WALL-E.
Wow!
Wow, indeed.
That was fun!
It sure was. Hey, you want to keep cleaning stuff since you're still in that jumpsuit?
Oh yeah.
Well, let's go clean the bathroom. It's a mess in there. Thanks for watching. Bye!
Bye!